Let us give a kind thank you to the musicians who really performed so well. There are premier strings led by Crystal Yuan, and then Chandra Maybelline and Sarah Chaffee. Let's give them a warm. Good afternoon and welcome to Wongu University's commencement ceremony for 2021. I am Mike Giampaoli, the Vice President of Wongu University. And to begin, I would like to just introduce the stage participants. Please wait on your applause until I've introduced each one. Dr. Eric Richardson, President of Wongu University. And Dr. Michael Ferris, commencement speaker. And Dr. Rachel Cole leading the oath of practice. Thank you. The faculty at Wongu University are very special. For most of the faculty, teaching is really not their primary job or primary employment. They devote themselves as OMD doctors or veterinarians or in other types of practices, and they come to Wongu to pass along their knowledge and experience to help other OMD doctors. So I'd like to ask the faculty to rise and be recognized at this time. We give them applause and appreciation. It's my pleasure to welcome you. This is the fourth commencement ceremony for Wongu University of Oriental Medicine. Today, 11 graduates will be receiving their degrees as part of the class of 2021. Welcome parents, friends, and family of the graduates. These graduates have invested themselves with sacrifice and determination toward their aspiration to becoming Oriental medicine doctors. The Masters of Science in Oriental Medicine program is a rigorous 2,500 hours of classroom learning and 1,000 hours of clinical practice. One of the questions that we ask new students at the orientation is, do they have family and community support in order to help them in their program? The program is a long haul of 4+ years, and students depend on family and friends. I want to recognize the parents, families, and friends of the graduates for their enduring support of these graduates. Let us give a warm round of applause for all of the family and friends. Wongu University was established as the first institution offering acupuncture and Oriental medicine training in the state of Nevada and became the first accredited program in the state of Nevada. Wongu offers a 4-year Master of Science degree in Oriental Medicine, which was approved and accredited by the ACOM accreditation in 2019. In 2016, Wongu began its study abroad program to observe the practice of Oriental medicine from the source, with trips to China and Thailand, which were rewarding in expanding the knowledge and inheriting the culture of Oriental medicine. In 2016, Wongu received approval to offer its students access to the federal financial aid program and approval from Department of Homeland Security to offer foreign student visas. In 2019, Wongu began a collaboration with H.J. Magnolia International Medical Center of Korea to promote the exchange of medical information and research between hospitals, training and education of medical staffs from both institutions. In 2020, Wongu received approval to offer GI Bill education benefits to its veteran student community. This is Wongu's 4th graduation ceremony. In 2017, Wongu graduated 4 students. 2018 had 7 students, and 2019 had 7 graduates. Today, we are pleased to honor the 11 graduates of 2021 and add to the growing alumni of Wongu University. I now invite President Eric Richardson to give the President's remarks. Dr. Richardson came to the university in November 2020. Dr. Richardson received a medical doctorate from University of Minnesota Medical School in 1996, completed internship at University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and residency at St. John Hospital Medical Center, Detroit. As professor and lecturer at South Korea's Hanyang University Graduate School of Biomedical Science, Dr. Richardson has explored areas in regenerative medicine and aging. Let us welcome Dr. Eric Richardson.
I'm excited. This is our 4th commencement. And with that, I want to greet everybody. And I want to say, first off, I'm kind of honored to be here. I'm actually very honored to be here. And I have a regret. My regret is that I've only been here a few months. And most of you have been here a long time, and I've had very little chance to get to know any of you. And I regret that. So thank you for, basically you're listening to me because of my position, not because of any interactions you've had with me. So thank you. And I'm also want to say, I'm really inspired by you because all of you have put your lives on hold to enter a profession that really is about caring for people and bringing healing to people, individuals, and by doing that, you're also bringing healing to a world. So, I'm inspired by your bravery. You know, when I decided to go back to university, I graduated a community college. I chose a program that had, when I did the research on it, there was 5 schools, 5 universities in the whole United States that were offering the degree program, and 3 of them had never graduated anybody, so I didn't go there. And the second one, out of the 3, so the fourth one was in Queens, and I didn't want to go to Queens, right? I don't want to live in New York City, so. The 5th one is UC Davis, and so I moved to UC Davis. Just a side note, a few years later, I got married and my wife went to Juilliard, so I ended up living in Manhattan. Life is like that. So, anyway, I'm inspired by the fact that you all chose this college, and many of you chose this college knowing that nobody had ever graduated from it, and still you came. And you've gone through a lot of hardships that had to do with us being a young school, and we're still a young school. So I know you've gone through these hardships. I know that it's been difficult. I know that things haven't always been what you expected or hoped they would be. And so I'm grateful that you did it. And I hope that despite those experiences, you think fondly of Wongu, and you come back and support us in whatever way you can. Because we really want to grow. You know, when I introduced myself to the faculty, I said, Harvard used to be 8 years old. So, yeah, that's kind of high hopes, but that's where I wanted to be. You know, I want to make our school grow and have it be important in the world of healing. Okay. He told you I'm a Western medical doctor, and so I'm going to tell you why I'm here a little bit later in the remarks, but the point is healing is the important thing, right? Really helping people have the best health that they can have, okay? So, in the last year, we hit a big hump, right? In the sense that our school had kind of an upward trajectory before I came, and then COVID hit, right? And so our clinics shut down, all our schools all our classes went online, except for a couple that had to be hands-on, and it really hit our school kind of hard and kind of set us back a lot. And actually, it's good you all stuck through that too. right? And then a little bit more disappointing news, we've hit another roadblock. It makes all of us a little sad in that our clinic dean, our clinic director, has had a serious medical episode, and so she's not here to celebrate with us, but we hope she'll be back. So that's Dr. Kyun. I don't know if your family members, if you told your family members about Dr. Kyun. She's a really wonderful person and sorely missed by all of us. So anyway, when I moved to Korea in 2003, I kind of thought, boy, it would be really cool to study Oriental medicine here, but I ended up doing so many other things, I never got the chance. And the other thing that would have been true in Korea is that I would have had to learn Korean at a near native language ability. And I never got that. I studied Korean every year, and I'm still like beginner level. 20 years. I'm not very good at languages, I guess. Anyway. So I'm really committed to the promotion of Oriental medicine. And I've come to learn a lot about it because we kind of got kicked into a fight this last semester, or this last term. The Nevada legislature was proposing a piece of legislature that would have completely abolished the Board of Oriental Medicine. To be fair, the state wants to bring everything that requires a professional license under their domain, right? That they have oversight on everything, okay? But out of all the boards in Nevada, we're the only one that was named, well, not the only one, sorry, two, I think. That were three, one of them got kicked out, pushed out of the bill, the Board of Barbers. Got themselves excluded from the bill, and then they went after the naturopaths and the Oriental medical doctors. So they tried to completely abolish the Board of Oriental Medicine. So we fought that, and we succeeded, we won, right? For those of you who are involved in that, don't become complacent, because the state's still going to come back and try to bring everything that has a license under their regulation. So our only real hope for that is that we have the same respect as every other medical profession. Okay? And that's what I really learned, It kind of really hit me in that fight that Oriental medicine needs to be recognized as its own healing art, its own profession, right? And if you look at the way Western medical people talk about it, you're the alternative medicine. You're the complementary medicine, right? You're not your own profession. And I think we really have to fight that. Because it's a 5,000-year-old tradition. It's not just a tradition. People use Oriental medicine because for them it works. And if you remove that, then that's bad. And I think it's a temptation for a lot of us that when we talk about Oriental medicine, we want to prove ourselves to the Western medicine people, right? We want to prove ourselves, so we're evidence-based. We have scientific backing, and we have this, and we have that, and see, we're just as good. But in a lot of ways, we're better. Okay? So it's kind of a warning to me, from me to you, that you should be careful, because the Western medicine people, if they feel that you actually have some scientific basis that they can use, they'll take it from you, right? That's what they want to do. That's why, they decided the last big fight that the Board of Oriental Medicine went through that I know of was that physical therapists wanted to enlarge their scope of practice to do acupuncture. And they had this belief that they could get a few hours worth of practice dry needling and that they'd be able to do acupuncture just as good as you do, which is ridiculous. Okay? So you can't let Western medicine steal that from you, right? Then that's what they'll do. Whenever they think that they have some evidence, they're going to go, oh, well, we can do that just as well. But they don't have the 5,000-year history, they don't have the 5,000 years of knowledge that what Oriental medicine does, right? And that makes you different. The other thing I think that's important is Oriental medicine really treats every patient as an individual. You have some principles that you operate on, okay? But what is evidence-based medicine? When they talk about evidence-based medicine, what they're talking about is oh, we did a study of 5,000 people and we showed this works. Or we did a study of 5,000 people and it didn't work. Well, that's a population-based medicine. They talk about individualized and personalized medicine, but everything they do is based on that kind of statistic. Oh, we did a study of 100,000 people and it worked. Okay. There's more to talk about there, but that's the basic thing I wanted to say. So this fight also reminds me that means that people are going to come after us, right? The more successful we are, that means fewer patients come to them. Okay? And so if fewer patients come to them, they're going to come after us. And so this is the thing I want to warn you about, is I've been around a lot of different things where people are persecuted. Okay? And so you really have to be careful. Okay? You really have to be careful not to get this persecution mindset, right? That people are persecuting me, right? Instead, whatever they do, just be your true, loving self, right? Don't get mad at them, don't accuse them, don't think they're out to get you, because they're really not, okay? And don't respond to them with that kind of, oh, you're just persecuting me kind of mindset that's kind of angry and resentful, because it doesn't work, right? You're not going to get anywhere with them. They're not going to get anywhere with you. But if you respond to them with like real, true love and joy in your life, then they'll respond to that. And so that's what I want to promote, is that you just remember that part of yourself, right? That you're a person who's trying to help people and coach people to the best health that they can be, and you're doing that out of love for them. Okay. And the other thing I want to promote is that's the individual, but all of those individuals, for them to really be healthy and happy, they have to be part of a community that they can connect to. And so as much as possible, you should be trying to help people connect to the communities around them so that they really feel part of that, because that's what makes people whole and happy. And one more time, congratulations, you really did something big to be here today.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. The congratulatory address will be given by Dr. Kyun, Chairman of the Wongu University Board of Directors. Dr. Kim has long been an advocate of international medical missions, and as chairman of the H.J. Magnolia International Medical Center, has provided substantial support for Wongu University. Unfortunately, Dr. Kim is unable to be with us as COVID issues in Korea prevent him to travel, but we are honored that he sent his address via a video. Let's welcome Dr. Kim's address and roll the video. Thank you.
We love the students of Wongu University of Oriental Medicine. Congratulations on your commencement with the blessing of many esteemed guests. Despite the difficult time due to the COVID-19 pandemic, you did not give up on your dreams, gave your best shot, and came this far. I strongly believe that everything you learn from day to day here will serve a compass for your life's journey. People, you sail away to a bigger world. I have some words to share as a chairman. First, please become a doctor who sees patients foremost. The mission of Wongu is to educate students to become skilled Oriental medicine practitioners who possess compassion and integrity. Even if you gain a lot of knowledge, I will be worthless if you use it for wrongdoing. I hope you become an OMD who thinks of a patient first and makes the community health. Secondly, please become a doctor who can bravely face difficulties and overcome them wisely. Not only gaining knowledge, but also it's important to make good use of it in the right place at the right time. I hope you become an OMD who bravely faces the challenges along your way and wisely overcome the difficulties. Additionally, please become a doctor who challenges toward a big dream. Billions of people are using traditional medicine around the world. Yet many people in the US still don't know much about it or haven't experienced benefits from it. I hope you become an OMD who dreams and challenges toward a bigger dream to spread Oriental medicine in the United States. Lastly, I'd like you to know that Wongu will always be on your side and root for your dreams. Congratulations again. Have a nice day.
Thank you, Dr. Kim. The Wongu Student Association is very active at Wongu with many activities and social events, and they try to always bring the group of students together. And they prepared a slideshow to show the kind of behind-the-scenes look at the graduates. So let's roll the slideshow. Wongu Student Association. Tremendous. Representing the 2021 graduating class, I invite Lauren Harrington to give the student address. Lauren. Lauren completed a Bachelor's of Business Administration and Marketing from UNLV. Lauren describes enrolling at Wongu in 2017 as a big leap of faith. To pursue a medical degree after a business education, but she found in her first year, she would describe herself as feeling more whole than ever before, with plans to combine her business degree with her Oriental medicine expertise to help people experience real results through acupuncture and herbal medicine.
Can you hear me? Hi, everybody. I wish I could Yin Tom right now, but I think I'll make it. Thank you guys for being here today to celebrate us graduates. Being in the presence of multiple loved ones and my fellow classmates is a sight that just a year ago was impossible, and I think that makes this moment even more special. First off, I would like to thank all the staff and educators at Wongu, whether you taught us in person or virtually. Each of you gifted us with priceless tips and tricks that we will carry with us forever, and we were so lucky to have had you as teachers, to keep you close as mentors and colleagues and friends. Secondly, thank you to all the loved ones who supported us, rooted for us, and let us talk their ears off about meridian deficiencies, excess heat, building blood, how to protect your spleen chi, or the importance of preserving yin and yang. Although today is exciting and we all have smiles on our faces, the journey to get to this moment was very different and often difficult for most. Some of us moved states, some of us moved entire countries and continents, some of us commuted 5 minutes to school, while others commuted 95 minutes daily. Some of us became single, some of us became married, some were already parents, some became parents, and some became parents twice. Some of us were already doctors who decided to challenge themselves yet again to add another powerful tool to their toolbox. Some of us worked full-time jobs, graveyard, swing shift, you name it, all while being a full-time student. I know for sure that with every challenge, each of us became stronger, more resilient, and more inspired, because no matter how big the hurdle was, no one gave up. Maybe they slowed their pace, maybe they lightened their load, but no one stopped moving, and that's a sure sign of strength. I'm sure everyone has a different symbol affixed to their finish line that keeps them going each day, but I'd like to think our common denominator is one of healing, caring for our community, and encouraging others to choose balance, and ultimately to choose health. Congratulations, Wongu University class of 2020 and 21. It's a blessing and an honor to have studied alongside each and every one of you, and I look forward to cheering you on as we embark on this next chapter together. Thank you.
The commencement address will be given by Dr. Michael Ferris. Dr. Michael Ferris is Doctor of Oriental Medicine and founder and co-owner of Integrated Acupuncture. He received a BA in Asian Studies from San Diego State University and his master's in Traditional Oriental Medicine from Pacific College of Oriental Medicine. He has taught several courses at Wongu University and previously lived in Taiwan for over 10 years, where he worked as a translator in Chinese. Dr. Ferris.
Thank you for your introduction. First off, I do want to say congratulations again. Today I'm going to talk about something that other people have already touched on a few times, that of community. And I also wanted to say I appreciate having this opportunity to force my meandering advice on a group of people who have no choice but to sit and listen if they want to get their diploma. First off, I do want to say thank you to the students, faculty, staff, and Wongu for facilitating this vital education that is much needed in this country. A further thank you to the friends and family that are here, and thank you for providing your years of moral support to our students. All the time probably wondering why what herbs they might be taking that make them stare at books for hours on end while mumbling Chinese to themselves. But today I do want to talk about the concept of community. So not community acupuncture, which we desperately need, hint, hint, here in Las Vegas, but community as a whole. So community includes, of course, friends, neighbors, family members, but also includes numerous other people. And I want to talk today about the fact that it includes other acupuncturists and other healthcare professionals. So we chose this field in order to help our community, to help our fellow humans. And since Emil stated as part of his oath for doctors, which I've just noticed is on the back of the program, this is my translation. He states, and this is just a small part of it, quote, "A great physician does not consider the status, wealth, or age of the patient, whether he is a friend or an enemy, whether she is a neighbor or hails from afar, whether he is educated or ignorant. They are all treated equally as if the physician were treating their own relative." I don't believe this group of individuals here have any trouble agreeing with and putting that into practice. However, something I do often see too often in our field is a lack of understanding of using others in our community to better our patients. Too often egos get in the way. Sometimes you hear, my style of the acupuncture is the best. My style is the true heritage. My style works all the time. Or even acupuncture and herbs always work best for everything. Oftentimes that's true, but not always. Though some styles may work better or worse for some certain conditions, none are truly better or worse than others. It is the doctor that makes the difference. This also applies to other forms of medicine. Some forms of medicine work better for certain conditions or for certain people than other forms. So if you never refer out patients, either to other acupuncturists that might specialize in fields that you don't, or to other medical modalities such as Western medicine, psychotherapy, chiropractic, physical therapy, then you're actually limiting the healing some of your patients might receive. Whether it stems from fear, ego, or lack of knowledge, it is simply fact that some patients will need things that you are unable to offer, or they will benefit more if another modality is used in addition to the acupuncture and herbs. I also see this a lot in our own field, especially when it comes to Western medicine. Western medicine is simply amazing. It is incredible in many areas of health and treatment, but it's also very limited in other areas. If I get sciatica or migraine or a huge list of other ailments, you can bet I'll be getting acupuncture or herbs. If I am out on the street and I get shot one day, I'm not going to refuse an ambulance and say, no, I have my needles with me. Similarly, I have seen numerous patients who have been referred to physical therapy or pain management or told to get an MRI or certain other medication that I know is not appropriate for them and will not work. And when East Asian medicine could in fact be the best choice. As some of you know, I spent many years in Taiwan. Occasionally there are doctors of East Asian medicine, Chinese medicine, acupuncture. They would send me to get an MRI if they wanted to rule out some issues. They tell me to see a Western medical doctor to get more appropriate treatment for certain conditions. And it was refreshing to sometimes see Western medical doctors referring me to acupuncture as well. This wasn't always the case, but it happened a number of times for myself. And while we're a bit behind the times here in Nevada, due to historical reasons and the dreadfully low numbers of OMDs we have in the state, we are starting to see more and more Western doctors referring to us, to our clinic for acupuncture. And that's heartening. And different medicines are always more powerful when they work together. And this is not a new idea. A famous Chinese doctor from the 19th century, Kyun, saw the amazing potential in integrating different medicines. And he said, quote, "Learn from the past, but do not be confined to it. Learn from the West, but do not abandon our own." He even developed such formulas as Shirgalta aspirin decoction. Not that I'm saying to mix pharmaceuticals into herbal remedies, for many reasons. So my advice is to learn, if you haven't already, when to refer out and to whom. Make sure you know yellow flags and red flags for urgent medical conditions. Be able to sometimes say to your patients, "I don't know, but I can find someone who does." It seems most patients have never heard a doctor tell a patient honestly, "I don't know." And in my experience, patients find it refreshing and seem to respect that, and that we might not be the best, and we understand this, and we just want what's best for the patient. Learn when it is useful to treat simultaneously with other medicines and be willing to do so. It is true confidence in our medicine that allows us the freedom to ask for help from other doctors. So I envision a day in the future when, for most problems, people would see an OMD first for any pains or illnesses they might have. If we can help them, problem solved. If we cannot help them, the more invasive options such as pharmaceuticals or surgery are always on the table. I've had a number of patients actually convey this very idea to me in the last few years, and it excites me to see this paradigm starting to shift. On a personal note, I would also recommend consider taking insurance, guys. I know it's a very steep learning curve. However, it's not only good for your business, but you also get to help a lot more people that might not otherwise be able to afford our treatments. One final point on community, I also see a dismal lack of engagement within our own field. While we as a group love to complain and lament about our lack of status in the US and our involvement with the mainstream medical system, or myriad of other complaints, many of which are very valid, it is shocking how few people actually try to do anything about this. It doesn't take much. At a minimum, join a state or a national association. If you have the drive to start one or become a leader in one, even better. It seems that every time there's a crisis or major event in our field, which seems to be happening quite a lot recently, it always falls to the same few individuals or groups to kind of lead the charge. So, and don't be daunted to pave your own way. If you want to be the first acupuncturist in a hospital in Las Vegas, which is very common nowadays in other states, or be the first to establish a community-style clinic here, or we want to reach out to research institutes to cooperate with them. There's so many opportunities. Any of these would be amazing. You just have to be a part of an association first. It is these few organizations out there that have been fighting and fighting with limited resources that have been driving our profession forward within the US, and we should all be thankful for them. So what sustains us in our lives and our careers? It is community. Community is not only the ocean that we navigate our boats on, but it also includes the other boats that help guide us on our way, and we can help to guide. So please be an active part of the community. Be lifted by it and lift others through it. At the end of the day, we practice medicine. And medicine is simply the art and science of healing both individuals and the community. So before I finish, I do want to say that this is an amazing time to do what we're doing here in Las Vegas and the state as a whole. As you know, there are very, very few of us. It is getting better slowly, but you guys are coming in at the right time, and you're fulfilling a much needed role here. It'll be challenging at times, maybe a bit intimidating when you first get going, but don't forget, whether it's a tricky case you're dealing with or some problem on the business side of things, don't forget you have a whole community backing you, and you can reach out to them for support. So with that, I'd like to say congratulations again to the graduating class. We all wish you the best as you start this exciting stage of your lives.
So to confer the Master of Science degrees, I invite President Richardson to the podium. Will the graduates please stand? President Richardson, I present to you the graduating class of 2021. These students have fulfilled the requirements for the Master of Science in Oriental Medicine degree and have been recommended by the faculty of the Wongu University of Oriental Medicine.
In my part of the script over here, there's an applause. You have all been recommended to me by our distinguished faculty, and therefore, by virtue of the laws of the state of Nevada and the authority vested in me by the Board of Directors of Wongu University of Oriental Medicine, I confer upon each of you who have fulfilled all the requirements the Master of Science degree in Oriental Medicine with all the rights, honors, and privileges pertaining thereto. You may move your tassel over to the left side.
As I call each graduate's name, please come to the stage and be presented with your diploma. Casey Carpenter. Harrington. Wongu. Asia King. Sanan Sanakur. Cassandra Suter. Stephanie Tanner. Nipapan Yingyu. I now invite Dr. Rachel Cole to lead the oath of practice. Dr. Cole is the Doctor of Oriental Medicine, founder and co-owner of Integrative Acupuncture, a group acupuncture practice in Southwest Las Vegas. She earned her undergraduate degree in psychology from UNLV and her master's of science in traditional Oriental medicine from Pacific College of Oriental Medicine. She is founder and former president of the Nevada Coalition for Acupuncture, former faculty and director of clinic operations at the Wongu Health Center. She will lead the oath of practice for all of our graduates.
It's such an honor to be doing this for all of you. Please repeat after me. Use your program. I hereby pledge my commitment to the following principles. When I treat a patient, I will first calm my mind and make steadfast my intentions. I shall hold no desires or hopes, but instead hold compassion above all else. I will remember that I do not merely treat an illness, but a human being, and have a responsibility to address my patient with a holistic approach. I will not be ashamed to say I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for the patient's best interests. I will not be ashamed to say I know not, nor will I fail to call in my colleagues when the skills of another are needed for the patient's best interests. I will help guide my patient to prevent disease whenever I can, for prevention is preferable to cure. I will respect the privacy and dignity of my patients. I will not dwell on the past or worry about the future. I will not ponder my own reward nor place myself before my patients.
I will not dwell on the past or worry about the future. I will not ponder my own reward nor place myself before my patients.
I will see the distress of others and feel as if I myself am in distress and hold sympathy in my heart. I will not hide behind excuses to avoid my duty. May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of facilitating healing in those who seek my help.
May I always act so as to preserve the finest traditions of my calling, and may I long experience the joy of facilitating healing in those who seek my help.
Congratulations, doctors.
I'd like to ask the stage participants to join the graduates for a group photo at the front, please. This concludes our conferring of the degrees. The graduates and state participants are welcome to proceed down the middle aisle to end the program. Commencement ceremony. We have some refreshments in the back. So please help yourself. And if you haven't already signed the graduate's books on the left-hand side, you can take some time to sign the graduate's books.